So I have a little side note because I'm pretty sure it may come up. So what happens is if you have your formula volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times height, right? If you're looking for the height like we did, we're going to divide everything except for h, so that h is by itself to both sides of the equation. So if we're looking for h, we're going to divide both sides by 1/3 pi r squared, right? And then that cancels that out. And then you're left with v over 1/3 pi r squared equals h. However, if you're looking for the radius, right? So we're looking for r. If you take the regular equation again, 1/3 pi r squared times h, but you're only looking for the radius. So you're going to divide everything by everything except for r. So we have 1/3 pi h, 1/3 pi h. So that means this gets canceled, that gets canceled, but r stays behind. So this is kind of a two-step equation. So we have v equals 1/3 pi h equals r squared, right? And so then we solve for r. When you get the r squared left over, then you're going to square root both sides. So that takes an extra step. So whatever value you get here, you're going to be left with whatever the number is here. Let's just hypothetically say it's 81 equals r squared. This is just an example. That means you're going to have to square root both sides because you have to get rid of the square. And that square cancels out your square root. And then you're left with r. And then square root of 81 would be 9. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you know how to find volume already. You know how to find volume. You also know how to find h now. This is how we set it up. But if you're ever asked to find r, you set it up the same way as we did for h. All right, if they do give you d, you know, if you're solving for r or for h and they give you d, remember, you have to make it work in the equation. So if you're ever given d, right, just divide that by 2 to find r, whatever d is. That's just a little side note. Just want to give that to you as a reminder so that you know that you have to transform your formula based on what you're looking for. If you're looking for volume, you obviously do the formula as is. If you're looking for h, you want to isolate h, but in order to do that, you have to cancel everything else out. Means divide it both sides by whatever you're canceling. If you're trying to just find r, same thing. You're going to cancel everything else out except for r, and divide both sides by whatever you're canceling out. And then when you get to the end, because r is squared in the formula, right? All over the place, r is squared. So you're going to have to find the square root. I made it easy by using 81 because I know that's a perfect square, but in some cases you'll have a different number, which means your final answer might just be a decimal, and that's okay too. That's allowed. Okay, that's it. And of course, don't forget to use for all your problems, unless your teacher tells you otherwise, you're going to use all your problems for 5, 3.14.